wife dropped me off and took the side-by-side because, as you can see, we got a bunch of snow. At least up high here where I've been scouting. So I'm headed in to see how bad it is. I was gonna hike in, camp. Most likely gonna have to just camp by the side-by-side in case we get even more snow. And I'll just hike in from there. Not sure exactly where I'm gonna end up now. I'll touch base once I have an idea. Looks like there's just a couple rigs before me and it's already like 2 o'clock probably almost. So I gotta get camp set up fairly quick and then start hunting. Hell of a good time when you get out and get to be in the woods. So I'm excited. I got tomorrow and the next day to try and get it done, and then I gotta go back to work for a couple days, and then I'll have a little more time after the weekend. But we'll see. Well, I'm not even to my trailhead. It's still snowing. I think the only safe bet is for sure camp lower. The area I was headed to is 2 miles in, and then another 2 miles to where I was gonna hunt. 4 miles in a foot of snow by myself, backing out a deer. Not smart, so headed down. I'll have to touch base when I find out where I'm gonna hunt now. Even though my plans were spoiled, gonna make the best of it. I came down a bit and I'm actually gonna camp at a spot that I camped at years ago, but I've never hunted this spot. Now I gotta put on the old gaiters and start setting up camp. One frustrating thing is I literally had my backpack. I had that backpack perfectly filled, perfectly weighted. I worked on that for like an hour yesterday, making sure that I could pack in comfortably. And now I'm gonna be camping by the side-by-side, and I could have brought my bigger tent, a second sleeping bag to be warmer. So still gonna be kind of roughing it. And I could have brought a heck of a lot more food. Platform made. Whew. The longer I've camped in the cold is how good it is to be comfortable. I want my door facing the lake in case I do get to enjoy this view. So bed area right here. Went ahead and flattened it off a little bit. I'll put the stove in the lower area. So that's where we're at. Another little time warp here. More rings than necessary, but in the inside I like my rings to be close together so that it seems to keep more smoke out. have a nice glass box towards the bed here. Time to do some hunting. Just finished with all the wood. Camp is ready for me to come back to. I'm gonna be hustling in to a spot, hoping to hit right before dark. So I'm gonna put the camera away and I'm just gonna hit it. We'll film a little bit here and there, but this is mainly about filling the freezer, so time to go. Still no tracks, no sign. I assume that when the storm blew in, the deer just huddled down. But I'm hoping maybe I'll come across something soon. It's getting very pretty in here. Pretty gorgeous. I haven't eaten anything since like, I think 10:30. So I'm gonna make up some bone broth and do some glassing. This is gonna feel good. Okay, it's getting closer to dark. I'm looking down a big valley and spotted my first deer. So far there is 1, 2, 3. So now the question, is there a buck around? That'd be pretty sweet. I don't know how far that is, but it looks pretty far. Back to camp. I've got about an hour hike. It's getting dark here. Probably have to flip the headlight on here in a bit. At least with the snow, I'm just following my foot track back. Keeps it simple. But I'm gonna head into that spot first thing in the morning and hope maybe I pick up a buck with those does. It's a little early for that, but you never know. Also see if there's anything else moving back here. If there's not, that's alright too, because it's a completely new spot for me. I'm almost back to camp, and I've got 2 bulls bugling on either side of me here, and I'm right in the middle. It is pretty cool. Not sure what time it is. I think I'm almost back to camp though. Pretty awesome. I'm not a big fan of Going through the woods in the dark still at 35. And that's okay, because I do it anyway. Well, I just got back to camp. I'm gonna go ahead and get the fire started. Just had dinner. I had a little sweet pork and rice through the Peaks meals, and now I'm gonna get my bed ready and head to sleep. I've been melting snow, at least got my food and a little bit in the bottle. I'll do one more 16-ounce bit into the bottle so that I have something warm inside the sleeping bag. But other than that, heading to bed, and then I'm gonna wake up pretty early and get probably a half-hour head start into where I went tonight. So should be good. Good morning. Got pretty brutally cold last night. I just lit the fire. 4:40. Got up at 1 o'clock and started the fire. Definitely without having. I usually have a quilt over my sleeping bag, but since I was gonna hike in, I didn't bring a quilt this time, and definitely dropped really low. Got ice in on the tent, and so wasn't the best night's sleep, but I'm so excited to get into that spot and see if there's any big buck waiting for me. So I just picked up the 3 does from last night. They're a ways off. I'm gonna sit here for a while, do some glassing. Just made myself some apple cider to warm up a bit. Beautiful, beautiful morning. Just need to pull up a buck. Well, I glassed up another 3 does. We were with those other 3, so 6 does total. But no bucks. About 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna start moving to a new area. At least for the snow, they're pretty easy to pick out once they stand up, so wish me luck. Well, just got back to camp. Could have brought my sunglasses, as bright as it's been all day, but not a lot of tracks other than those 6 does. I ended up going down an area there where I thought I saw more, but I think it was the same 6 that somehow came in front of me. most every track I'm seeing is going down. Makes sense with all the snow. So I'm gonna go, I'm only have like 16 ounces of water left, so there's a creek nearby. I'm gonna go grab a little water and filter some of that while I cut some firewood for later tonight. And then I'm gonna head down a little bit lower and just see what I can find. So. This is my first time using a water filter like this. That's pretty nifty. Came down lower out of the snow, right on the snow line. A lot more tracks down here. Makes sense. Still no deer. It's beautiful country though. Stuff all looks pretty dang good. Middle of the day, everything's bedded, so it's kind of a slow go. But I like it back in here. I am gonna tear down camp, head home, regroup, and I have to work tomorrow and the Thursday anyway. I was gonna try and hunt in the morning, but honestly, everything here that I've been hunting and seeing deer is so far, I can't have the time to do it. So tear down camp, get home a little late, but I'll get to see the wife and son. So then regroup and hopefully find somewhere else to kill a buck. Well, third day I've been hunting. Came home last night. Glad I did with as deep of a freeze as it had. The snow up high would have been way too crunchy. I had a couple hours before work, so I went to a little local spot. So far, as usual, does. Did see one little spike buck, but I knew he was here, so it wasn't too exciting. All I gotta say, man, a day out hiking in the hills, it's good for the soul. Still have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I got 6 days left of the season. So just means I get to hunt more. Finished up with work. Decided, hey, what the heck, even though I hadn't seen a buck on my trail cam that I've been coming back here to check, might as well. I've made poor hiking choices before, but why I came back to a place with so much blowdown, I really don't know. I checked the game cam. Got a ton of does. Must be the same family of does, just lives right here. I left the game cam to see if anything shows up. So it's just all up in the air, but man, I nearly just did the splits. My body can't do that anymore. Looking good. If there was any deer up here, they have probably heard me by now. This brush is everywhere. I'm almost to a spot where I think it's gonna get opened up. But boy, they could stay hidden in here for a long time, as thick as it is. And they'd hear me coming from a mile away. I won't take this route again. It's so noisy getting in here, and then it gets me to these. shale slides. Fun. I'm almost through the cliffs. Just have a little ways and then I can glass. Right before dark. I've been following a buck tracks through this maze. So thank you, Buck. And if you don't mind, stop just over that ridge. And don't mind my extremely loud noises. Okay. See you soon, Buck. Well, almost made it. Just came off of that. So close. And it's the first tumble with the rifle. First little nick on the old loophole. And a nick up here on the old barrel tip. That sucked. It was that, what I thought was a secure rut. But I didn't die. I made it to my glassing spot. Hitting the road always feels good. I just went past shooting light and I've got a ways to the pickup still. At least walking on the road, my legs and feet can get a break. My elbow, neck, and left knee are all pretty tender after the fall. Probably take tomorrow morning off. Shoot the rifle, make sure it's still shooting true. You know, that's hunting in a nutshell. You work your butt off and sometimes you don't see nothing. Some years you get a tag. Some years you get a buck. Go to keep trying to escape people. I can't. I went pretty low today, 6th day out hunting. I've tried to quite a few different areas. A lot of people where I was lower down here this morning. So came back up high. Still some people here, but once I get up where I can get off these roads, hoping to get back in there and maybe go a few hours without seeing anybody. But more and more does. At least I'm seeing something, but I'd like a buck. We'll see. More people. Well, I'm high enough that I don't have any people. But I'm in a rainstorm. Poncho for the win. Keep my legs dry. And this tree is keeping my head dry. I'm just watching a little opening here. Hoping either the rain stops or something comes in to eat. We'll see. Big country. Up in the wilderness. I just came from the bottom of this. Saw 3 big bulls and a spike and 1 cow hanging all together. I got within like 100 yards. It was pretty cool. And then all hell let loose up here. It's one thing at this high country. Weather changes in an instant. I had the poncho on for a while. But I was getting a little too hot. I figure I'm gonna take this shirt off when I get to the side-by-side anyway. Almost back, thank goodness. I always misjudge my ascents and how steep they're gonna be. But if I end this season just eating a tag, at least I can say I worked hard to try and fill it. So there's that. It's like almost 2 hours back to home once I get to the side-by-side. Almost dark. Here comes more rain. Running a little behind, about 20 minutes behind, but first person up here, so that's good. And we got a little fresh snow, so we'll see if I can get this done today. Everything's perfect for finding me a big old high mountain muley. Well, another morning of seeing deer, just not any bucks. Just got back to the side-by-side. Somebody was nice enough to leave a little firewood around this campfire, so I decided to make a fire and warm up my feet a little bit. They're pretty cold. Made some coffee. And my favorite mountain house, the pot thai with chicken, for lunch. Gonna head back out right after this little break and see if I can't turn something up this evening. We'll see. But a lot of elk where I was today. The bugling was off the charts. And there's some deer in there. I only saw one, but when I went to check on her, I saw that there was 3 sets of tracks. And then in the valley over, I ran into a set of 2 tracks. So I assume there's quite a few deer in there. A lot of places for them to hide. So, got the rest of today, about 1 o'clock, and all of tomorrow to get general season figured out. So, we'll see. It's been fun nonetheless. Beautiful country. And good instant coffee. Well, I don't have my GoPro, but even though I was hoping to find me a nice buck this year, I was really worried. This is the last day of the season. I was super worried I wasn't going to find anything, and I have not seen a buck other than a spike deer all season. Hunted hard. And today, long ways away, saw this buck raking around and came and found him and put the schmack on him, and he's I have to turn it the right way, but he's legal, but it is close. I went for the 1 inch off for sure, but I needed to fill my freezer, so thankful for this guy. He might not be a big wall hanger of a buck, but I'm excited to have that meat for sure. So it's been quite a season. So oh, what a relief and what a good feeling this is to have meat on my back. Even though it's a little weight on the knees, it's always a good feeling. Know I'm taking some meat home. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you next time.